Hello, my name is Randy, and I'm pictured here with my beautiful wife, Viola. We are executive gold directors from Salt Lake City, Utah, co-founders of Team DSI. Our USANA journey began 11 years ago, and Viola started this journey more for her health. Soon saw that a lot of people had successful businesses, and then she took off and quickly turned her USANA business, our USANA business, into gold. So it's been an amazing journey, not only from a health standpoint, but from the financial benefit that this company has provided. So tonight's training is just going to be a few highlights from the 2016 GoPro. This was held in Las Vegas, December 1st through the 3rd, actually, where we had a number of speakers, including Sir Richard Branson, Tony Robbins. But my focus tonight is going to be strictly on what nuggets I picked up from Eric Worre. So during this recruiting mastery, there were over 16,000, maybe more, 16 to 17,000 in attendance. So being Danny Johnson Warriors, we show up early. And we show up to the front of the line, and there is probably 12,000 people behind us ready to get in. We're all excited, but you have to have definitely patience to stand in line for that long. We were probably in line for over 2 hours before the doors opened to go sit in. But it was definitely worth it because, again, we like to get up as close to the front as possible. So little statistics that I learned from Eric Worre was, today in network marketing, 70% of the network marketing are millennials. That's between the ages of 19 and 35. So that was a pretty eye-opening for me. Also, which I already kind of knew, over 77% are female. So there's a lot of powerful female business leaders out there. Global sales 184 billion, and there's over 103 million involved or have businesses in network marketing. And what I also found, this statistic was new for me, out of the global sales, out of the 184 billion, 36% are based on what we do is in wellness. So that's a very significant portion is what we provide the world with USANA. So he also talked about, and this is notes from the first day, 3 things need to happen to be a network marketing professional. You need to take charge of your mind, have that $1 million mindset, get the skills. Get the skills and master the skills to be competitive and get results. And that's what I appreciate what we do with this webinar each week is we pick a topic that help us, develop our skills. However, it's up to us to master these skills. And then have the right strategy, not only developing yourself, developing your team, but create that team around the world. And again, that's all something that we do day in and day out. But I can't iterate more. This is your business, or this may be your business. And so it's up to you to not only take what we teach you, but grow off of that. So let's begin 2017 with momentum. There are successful people, and there are all of us on our team. I don't know anyone on our team that's not. We are all successful people, and what successful people do is they say yes. They say yes, then they tell the world, I'm going to change my life, and then they figure out how to do it. Eric Worre, he talked about this during his 7 years with GoPro. This was the 7th annual. The first GoPro they did was 200 people. The second GoPro was a few hundred more. Third GoPro, by the 4th and 5th GoPro, he says, it needs to be bigger. And last year, when he was sitting on stage, he says, next year is going to be over 20,000. We don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. And they did. He figured it out. We're average people. They want to figure it out first. May talk to people and they really want to figure out what USANA is first before they jump into it. They are always getting ready to get ready, and then they say yes, possibly. So that's what the average people do. So keep your mind in the successful range. And then make a decision. That's the most powerful thing in the world that you can do. You need to decide that you're moving forward. You need to also decide you're not going to play small. This is $1 million business that you have in front of you. So if you treat it like $1 million business, it will pay you like $1 million business. And decide it's okay if it's embarrassing. That is okay. All right? It's not, you're not going to get into this to be perfect. You're not going to be the master golfer going out there and hitting your clubs and getting a hole-in-one every time. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes. And what the successful do is they learn from their mistakes, and they definitely get up and keep going. Anthony Robbins had a quote. He was part of this webinar. He said, it's the moment of your decision that your destiny is shaped. So once you decide, once you say yes, that is the moment that your destiny is shaped. And another quote, I think was from Eric. He says, I don't lose ever. He can't say I don't lose. I say I win or I learn. Basically, I'm learning from my mistakes or from my losses. So this is the last day. This is the third day in the evening where Eric Worre talked about the 8 pillars of your roadmap. And the first pillar was to decide, what are you going to decide? Decide, and that's even for us that have been with our business 11 years. If you've been with your business a week, a few months, or if you're deciding to start a USANA business, make that decision. Say yes. What are you going to do 5 years from now? Where will you be if you don't decide to make a change? So with that, decide what your rank's going to be. Or decide that you're going to be a network marketing professional. You don't want to be an amateur. Decide what you basically want to do with your USANA business. Commit to the skills. Find those people to talk to. Commit to get better at each skills that you're learning. Stop trying to get luck. Don't have a what's the lottery mentality when it comes to this type of business. Don't wait till you're going to win the lottery before you're going to start anything or you're going to get the skills you need. Now, develop those skills and keep working at them. Now, stop trying to find that magical person or people that's going to make your business strong. They're out there, but, basically don't bypass that. People that you're bypassing may be that magical person. So talk to everyone. Where are you going to be with your skills a year from now? Make sure that your skills are better than today. Continue to work on it. So, and you learn in the doing. I can't overemphasize that. You definitely learn in the doing, not just continuing to study. We've got great scripts that we have that Jared provides or we provided to our people. Practice a little bit just so that it's in your own tone of voice, and then do it. Just don't continue to study all this great material that you have. Habits. Come up with a baseline of daily habits. What are you doing daily that, thank you. What are you doing daily that make you different from the rest? And it was kind of interesting with daily habits. Today, actually, while we were here in Las Vegas, Jared had a phone call with Jordan Kemper, three-star diamond director Jordan Kemper. Because what are the successful people doing? Well, basically, he gets up between 6:30 and 7 every morning. He drinks his lemon water. He jumps on the trampoline for 5 to 7 minutes. He does affirmations. He reads for 30 minutes, and then he's off to the gym. So this is a daily routine of a person that's very successful. Comes back, spends some time connecting with his spouse, and then he's in business mode. But maybe around 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. He's doing business, and he's doing other things, writing a book right at this point, but not along with his USANA business that he starts at 10 a.m. He continues to do his business until 6 p.m. at night, and then he shuts down. I found that quite interesting. He basically shuts down, and then from that time, it's time with him and his wife. Great way to go that way. During the day, he's drinking water. He talks about his lunch, what he eats for lunch, when he gets to bed, and his commitment is 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. So that's the habits of a very successful person. Now, another person, Simon Chan, a little bit different. He gets up at 3:30 in the morning. He runs, but whatever habit that they have, they do continually. They do day in and day out. So that's what successful people do. Engage in these daily activities for 365 days a year. Engage in personal development. Understand that network marketing, and unless you make network marketing, or when you make network marketing your priority, you will go far. So, what simple habits will you engage in 2017 that will keep you from being distracted? So just put some thoughts into what habits can you do. DMO is our daily habit as well. So that's also planned into what we do day in and day out, making those two connects. Your environment. Wow, they spend quite a bit of time on this one. Basically saying you become the average of the 5 people you spend time with. You live how they live. And think back, just what 5 people do I spend the most time with? Because you'll notice that your habits, your growth is pretty well close to those 5 people that you hang out with. If you have the negative people in there, that's also affecting you yourself. Don't let the negative person rent space in your head. Is that person helping you or pushing you in the direction you need to go, or are they pulling you back from what you're trying to do? You can continue if you want. It's totally your choice to hang out with them, but you'll live in a lower place in their mind. Think about that. Viola and I, we sat down, even Jared and Crystal, who are the 5 people we hang out with the most? Well, we hang out a lot with Jared and Crystal. We hang out with John Maxwell, reading his books. We hang out a lot with Eric Worre, just based on what we're studying all the time. So take a look at the 5 people that you're hanging out with, and it's tough. But if you've got a real Negatron, still love them, but they're not the type of person that are going to help you get to where you want to be. Raise your standards. Treat yourself with respect. Don't let those toxic people in your environment. Don't let them hobble your dream, or let them get around people with influence, basically. So. Think bigger. And Eric spent also a lot of bit of time on this. We have a tendency to think small. You know, we all play smaller than what we're capable of doing. You know, and that's us. I agree. We're capable of a lot more. And based on what we're going to set for 2017, we need to pick it up. We need to raise it up a bit. You know, think for one moment in 2017, you got a loving family, you want to take care of your health. What is it for 1 year? What if you did everything in your power for 1 year, both in creativity, focus, and determination? Where would you be with your USANA business? So again, you know, take time and think big, and then at that point, think bigger. You know, Eric asked this question: what percentage of your potential are you working at? And that was eye-opening. Think about it. What percentage of your potential are you working right now with your USANA business? What percentage of your potential are you spending with your family? And then take it up. If you take it up another 10% from where you're at, then everything can happen at that point. So when you step into your full potential, things open up. You know, crank it up. And then when you get there, crank it up again. So he talked about a girl that is a high income earner, not with USANA. She was part of the webinar, and he basically challenged her. She has 4,000 people in her organization, and her convention is the end of January. And he basically said, okay, how many are going to your convention out of your 4,000? She goes, 100. Do you think that's good? And then he pauses. Yeah, and basically at the end of this, she committed to getting 400, 300 actually more to her convention by the end of January of next year, January 2017, or she has to, or a check that would already be put into an account will be sent to a boyfriend that she just broke up with. So basically, yeah, it was a $25,000 check that she agreed that if she cannot get the 400 or more to her convention in January, that check would go to her ex-boyfriend. And you could see her change and her mind think, and I think she'll do it. I'm sure Eric will keep us all in track on what goes on. He also talked about, you know, to be a millionaire, that's basically breaks down to, or to earn $1 million a year. Let's put it that way. To earn $1 million per year, which there's many of those in the audience there, that breaks down to $500 per hour. So, you know, if you spend the hour in front of a prospect, you know, the chance of that hour getting you up to $500 per hour grows. Makes sense. If there are tasks that pay less than $500 an hour, have someone else do them. And, you know, can you make $500 an hour mowing your lawn? No. Cleaning your house? No. You know, so find someone else to do it while you are using that hour to build your business. But you can't just sit on the couch. You basically have to invest that in front of a prospect. Next one, let it go. This is for my granddaughter, probably one of her more favorite movies. But let it go. You know, we're so good at holding on to old hurts, being offended, allowing others to control our happiness. You know, we are so good on being tough on ourselves also. So if you want to have the best year of your life, let them go. Let them all go. And then he had us basically break out a pen and paper, sit down and say, okay, what are a list of things that are holding you back? Jot down right now, what are those things? And I'll share with you a couple of mine. I think one of those was the time that I put into the business. It's something that I'm not putting in the time I feel that I should into my USANA business. And then the second thing, probably the biggest thing, is ego. I sometimes let my ego overpower a decision. So, and that is, an ego on whether I'm going to talk to that person, or an ego, just so many things, that I don't want to call this person because I don't want to feel stupid, or I'm afraid. Fear is ego. So basically, let that ego go. Create a vision. Basically, create a vision for your future. The future of your family, the future of your business. And having clarity is the most important thing you can do with that. So he had us, put a little time onto it, but I can see that now I need to definitely take a look at my old vision that I have written and see if that vision is applicable to what I want to do in 2017. So, or if you don't have a vision, take it out of your head and put it on paper. So get that vision aligned basically with what you want to accomplish in 2017. He also talked on something that was a great nugget for what I learned in this webinar was people join you based on your vision. And when he said that, I had to stop and think that, wow, that is so true. And I want to take that story with my beautiful wife, Viola. When she first started our USANA business back in 2005, December of 2005. Actually, we've got an anniversary coming up in a week or so. Her vision was health. She again started USANA more for health issues, or health that she wanted to improve. And she got it. And people saw that in her. They saw her energy. They saw her excitement. They saw her looking better. They saw that based on her vision. What her vision at the time was health. And wow, did she take off. Her business went silver in 6 months and gold in 11 months, our business. So that's part of the vision. People buy you. USANA is a great company. The products are excellent, but people will buy you. Yeah, they'll buy your vision. Definitely. You need to get that vision clear and run with it. What are the freedoms that you're going to have? What joy? What is your contribution to the world? Yeah, tell someone where you're going, and they will follow. So when you sit down with that person that you're talking with, set your vision. Once you have that vision and once they know it, it's easy to create that game plan. So get the vision clear, and remember, it's your vision. And then work to share it wherever you can. And the eighth is the game plan. Make that game plan specific to you. What must I do to live out to our full potential? What is the recruiting game plan? What is the duplication game plan? What is the event strategy? What is for growing customers, training people on their skills? We all know pretty well what to do. You need to discipline yourself on what to do. So it's all there. If it's not all there, find that information. Find it from your upline. There's a lot of people that are successful. Figure out what they're doing. Figure out the strategy. Get that strategy, adapt and get creative. If your vision is strong enough, time shows up. Time is always your friend, which is, they talked about the 10-10. Take 10 minutes just to make calls, or 15 minutes to make calls and follow up. A 10-hour week, we talk to a lot of people that say, I can dedicate 10 hours towards income producing, 10 hours per week towards income producing activity. That would be 40 10-minute blocks that they're making the calls or doing the follow-up. So, and then never eat alone. Actually, that's one of the books I'm reading right now is Never Eat Alone. That was a book recommended by Simon Chan. Basically, call someone, have them meet you for lunch or coffee, and share your vision. It's not about the resources that you have. It's being resourceful with what you have. So if your reason is strong, you can find that way. If your vision is not strong, you will find excuses. Oh, that was painful when he said that. So if your vision is not strong, you will find an excuse. And I look back at my life, my USANA career, and I've had a lot of excuses. Definitely that something that my vision, if it's strong enough, will take that away. And you'll also, in the next few webinars, you'll hear additional information from what people are doing once they have that idea, and some more very powerful nuggets that are coming in another webinar. And then remember, engage in the activity. It's always fun. Make a list of your fears if you have them, and tackle them. So with that, I don't think, there we go. If the vision's not strong enough, you'll find excuses, definitely. So make that a list of fears and attack them. So fear is one of the biggest illusions that prevent many of us from reaching greatness. Again, fear is ego. What's to be afraid of talking to that person? If my waitress came to me and was fearful on asking if I wanted more coffee or more water, I'd never have any more, when I really would like that extra glass of water. So don't let that fear, don't let your ego get in the way of your success. So for 2017, decide for the 2017 to work your butt off. And that is not the word that Eric used. Be honest with it. Devote the time to it. Work harder than those around you, and then do more. Basically, make up in effort that you lack in skills, or while you're developing your skills, and then fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the growth that occurs. The answer is inside you. You need to do what you know, if you accept it. So again, thank you so much for attending tonight's training. There will be more nuggets in future webinars from this 2016 GoPro. And thanks again, and we'll see you on another webinar.